During the time when the judges ruled, there was a severe famine. An Ephrathite named Elimelech, which means "my God is king," relocated from Bethlehem to Moab, east of the Jordan. It was a questionable decision. Moab had long been hostile toward Elimelech's people because they regarded Moabites as flawed descendants of an incestuous union. Elimelech may have been a man of authority, so his people felt abandoned and betrayed when he left. Worse, some believed he had deserted the God of Israel to trust in the detestable God of Moab. Elimelech's wife was Naomi, which means sweet. Their two sons were Mahlon, meaning sickly, and Chilion, meaning wasting, so named during the famine. Elimelech remained for quite some time in Moab, and then died there. His wife, Naomi, was left to care for her sons by herself. They proved to be not very loyal to their home country either, or the laws. Chilion took Orpah, a Moabite woman, as a wife. Mahlon wedded a Moabitess named Ruth. Although not especially beautiful, she was a notably unselfish woman. However, she bore her husband no children. Then both sons died as well. In a world where women counted for very little, it was the worst possible situation for an older widow. And so,
Mother Naomi, why are we packing? Where are you going?
Back to Judah. I've heard the famine is over and nothing holds us here any longer.
However, on their journey, Naomi had second thoughts.
My children, you have been very kind to me and my family, but you should return to your own family homes in Moab. May the Lord bless you and give you both new husbands. Now, let me kiss you before you go.
No. But Mother Naomi, we want to be with you. We'll go with you to your people.
Oh, my daughters, turn back. Why go with me? I have no more sons to give you. I'm too old to marry or bear more children. Even if I did marry tonight and had more sons, would you wait for them to grow up? No. And I'm sorry for your sakes that the Lord has turned against me.
Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye, but Ruth clutched her.
Your sister-in-law departs, Ruth. Join her. Return to your own people and gods.
No! Please don't urge me to leave you. Where you go, I go. Where you sleep, I sleep. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. Wherever you die, I die and will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if anything but death takes me from you.
There, child. We'll say no more about going back to Moab.
So they traveled on, arriving in Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest.
Goodness! Is that our old neighbor Naomi?
She looks terrible. I hardly recognize her. Who's the little oily foreigner with her? It's a Moabitess.
Oh, Naomi, is it really you?
What's happened to you? Where have you been all these years? My friends, the Lord has treated me very harshly. My husband and sons are dead and buried in Moab. I went there full, but came back empty. Don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara. Don't call me sweet. Call me bitter.
Come, Mother Naomi. Let's get you settled.
Oh, what a come down for Naomi. Only a filthy Moabitess to care for her in her old age.
Although Naomi still had mortgaged land that had belonged to Elimelech, she had no house, so they lived in a simple tent.
We need food, Mother Naomi. May I go out to glean? Perhaps a man will help us.
Go, my child, but be careful. Reapers can be very rough.
Now, the law required harvesters to not reap to the very corners of the fields. That way, there were leftovers to gather or glean by the poor and foreigners. Ruth was both and had no other way to provide for herself and Naomi. As it happened, she came to a field owned by a relative of Elimelech. He was a man of considerable rank in Bethlehem. His name was Boaz, which means, "In him is strength." He came out from Bethlehem just then, too, to greet his reapers.
The Lord be with you, my children.
The Lord bless you, good Master Boaz.
So tell me, whose young woman is this?
It's Naomi's Moabitess. She's actually very polite and hardworking. She asked permission to glean and has worked all morning with only a short break.
Ah, yes. I have heard about her from others.
Although they knew Boaz was a kind man, the reapers were still shocked at what happened next. Indeed, Ruth herself was even more surprised.
Listen, my daughter. Don't glean elsewhere. Stay close behind my young women here. You'll be safe. I've ordered my young men not to touch you. And when you're thirsty, help yourself to the water they have brought you from the well.
Ruth was overwhelmed and fell face down before Boaz.
Sir, why do you show such kindness toward me, a foreigner?
All you've done for your mother-in-law has reached my ears. How you left family and country behind to care for her in an unknown land. May the Lord, the God of Israel, reward you fully for what you've done. It's under his wings you have found refuge.
Thank you, sir, for treating me as if I were one of your very own, even though I am not.
Later, at mealtime,
Come eat, child. Have a morsel of bread and dip it in the wine.
so Ruth sat with the reapers eating roasted grain until she was full. She even had some left over. Then she returned to gleaning.